turn the page when you hear the chime. Once upon a time, there was a girl who lived with her stepmother and two stepsisters. All day long, the stepsisters played games and had fun, while the girl worked, cleaning, cooking, and sweeping. Because the girl was always dirty with cinders and dust, her stepmother called her Cinderella. One day, an invitation arrived at Cinderella's cottage. The king was having a grand ball to find a bride for his son, the prince. When the day of the ball came, Cinderella was busy from morning to night, helping her stepsisters get ready. She helped them put on their gowns and fix their hair. She even helped them put on their shoes. Cinderella was so busy helping her stepsisters that she had no time to get ready for the ball herself. The clock chimed, and it was time to go. "We must leave or we will be late," stepmother said to the stepsisters. When they were gone, Cinderella sat down by the fireplace and began to cry. "I wish I could go to the ball." Cinderella got up and began to mop the floor, still crying in her sadness. Suddenly, the cottage lit up. There in front of her was a smiling fairy who glowed with a magical twinkling light. "I'm your fairy godmother," she said, "and I'll help you get ready to go to the ball." With a wave of the fairy godmother's hand, Cinderella's ragged dress became a gown made of gold, and her shoes became the prettiest slippers made of glass. A magic cloud coach appeared, sparkling in the moonlight. "Now you're ready for the ball," fairy godmother said. "But you must be home before midnight because that is when my magic disappears." As soon as Cinderella walked into the ballroom, the prince asked her to dance. No one recognized her, not even her stepmother and stepsisters. So the prince and Cinderella talked and danced and had such a wonderful time that Cinderella forgot to mind the time and the fairy godmother's warning. The clock began to strike midnight. Cinderella gasped. "I have to go. It was so nice to meet you." She ran out of the castle, but she stumbled and lost one of her glass slippers. The prince ran after her. "Wait," he called. "I don't even know your name." As the coach disappeared, the prince picked up Cinderella's glass slipper from the ground. The next day, he searched the kingdom for the owner of the glass slipper. When he came to Cinderella's cottage, he didn't recognize her, with her dirty face and ragged dress. "I wish to marry the girl whose foot fits this glass slipper," he said. He put it on both of the stepsisters. "It's too big," cried one. "It's too tight," sobbed the other. When he insisted Cinderella try it on, her stepsisters just laughed. But when Cinderella put her foot into the slipper, it was a perfect fit. The prince was so happy, he asked her to marry him. She said yes. When Cinderella and the prince were married, she moved to the castle and they lived happily ever after. The end. Don't you just love those happily ever after endings? I know I do.